What is going on, everybody? Welcome to the North Shore 9 postgame show powered by Primanti Brothers. I'm Jim. With me again today is Tyler. Tyler, happy Sunday. Happy Pirates win. Another Pirates. Happy Saturday.
I'm like, hold on. Don't speed this weekend up, man.
Happy Saturday. Happy Pirates win. Happy blowout. Back-to-back blowouts.
Back-to-back Jim and Ty days. Back-to-back blowouts. Can you imagine spending that much money on a roster to lose back-to-back blowout games to the Pittsburgh Pirates?
I was going to say, Sean said in the Discord earlier, it'd be like, could you imagine spending $700 million on one player only to lose a series to the Pittsburgh Pirates?
That's tough. Couldn't be us.
Definitely couldn't be us. That's for sure. But the Pirates win 9-2 today, right after winning 9-1 yesterday. And again, everybody put your hashtag Raisits in the comments. We're going to be giving away some Primanti Brothers sandwiches at the end of the show to celebrate. So yeah, we'll get to all that. Before we do, I'm going to read the ad correctly this time. So guys, Bet Online continues to be your number one source for all your sports betting action. And with baseball in full swing and football season around the corner, BetOnline has more ways to stay in on the action with the latest odds, news, and scores, even live in-game betting. From MLB, UFC, to tennis and NFL futures, BetOnline remains your source for sports wagering info. In between games, head over to the BetOnline casino with all the top Vegas-style games, including poker and live casino. Head to the website today and take advantage of their industry-leading VIP program with level-up bonuses and weekly cash boosts. BetOnline, the game starts here. Tyler, this game started at 4:05, and then it was quickly delayed. And in doing so, it meant Bailey Falter only threw an inning and 2/3. He didn't really look very effective in that inning and 2/3, but he goes just that inning and 2/3. In the Pirates bullpen today, I want to make sure we sort of highlight them because I feel like they were awesome. I mean, they went 7 2/3 innings today, gave up just one run, and really held this really good Mets lineup in check, and kind of allowed the offense to eventually get to the Mets bullpen because the Mets were in the same situation. Mets came out, Paul Blackburn pitched a scoreless first inning, and then as opposed to the Pirates, who took out Falter to put Ashcraft in, the Mets put Blackburn back out for the second inning after the delay, and that was a mistake because he didn't get a single player out in the second inning. But this game had a weird start to it, and it was a battle of the bullpens.
It turned into a bullpen game pretty quickly. Part of it, was the rain delay, and the other part, I don't know if the Mets really wanted to pitch Blackburn that long anyhow. Not many innings under the belt this year, but it kind of worked in the Pirates' favor. They had all their horses really to be able to go through with the bullpen today. So Falter didn't look effective early. Ashcraft came in and he locked it down and let the offense do its thing today. Like, the bullpen was outstanding. Like I said, they had the horses. That's a big part of it. Part of that's having a blowout yesterday as well. You win games by large numbers. You don't have to burn guys. Things like this happen. You can use them.
Yeah. That's the beginning of the game. I'm not quite sure why they started this game on time, if they knew that just torrential downpour was going to start 25 minutes, but it ended up working out for them today. Also, before we get into like the specifics here, I do want to mention before the game, just like immediately before the game, it was announced that Dave Parker passed away. So that sucks. Just an absolute Pirates legend. I never got to see him play. Tyler, you never got to see him play. I know just stories from like my father telling me about how special a player he was. It's cool in a way that he at least lived long enough to know he was getting inducted into the Hall of Fame. It's sucks though that like it's next month is his Hall of Fame induction, and yeah, passes away today. So rest in peace to Dave Parker. Prayers and best wishes to his family and friends. But yeah, it's a Pirates legend that we lost today.
Yeah, just sucks that maybe baseball didn't get to it quick enough. Because would have been nice to see him be able to see himself go in, but
yeah,
at least we did get to know that he was a Hall of Famer.
Yep. Yeah, that was that. At least he got in there. He at least got the induction. He wasn't inducted, but he got at least the news beforehand. So that's at least special enough there. But yeah, let's kind of jump into this. The Mets started off with a run in the first off Bailey Falter. Then the rain delay occurred, and again Ashcraft comes in to start the delay where there was already 2 outs in the second. Gets I believe he came in and he struck out Juan Soto right off Mark Vientos. He struck out right off the bat. And then Blackburn comes back out for the second, and this is where the Pirates just put it on him. Cruz single, Bart single, Horwitz single, Hayes single, IKF single, 5 straight singles to start off the second. And yeah, I mean, love it.
Yeah, it was a single fest today. Lots of singles
It
out
really
there.
was. It really was.
I mean, it was hinge Tinder, the whole thing. 1 double today, and it was by Brian Reynolds. Yeah, the Pirates scored 9 runs basically off going bag to bag. So that was cool, I guess.
Yeah, 12 hits today, 11 of them singles.
Yeah, weird. Just a totally Pirates game. Like your starting pitcher goes an inning and 2/3. The bullpen goes 7 1/3 of 1-run baseball. You have 1 extra base hit and score 9 runs. This team's so weird.
Yeah.
But
the last 2 games though, they've scored 18 runs these last 2 games, and there's been 1 home run.
Yeah, I don't know how sustainable that is, but we'll take them while it lasts.
Yeah.
But back to Ashcraft. I thought he looked okay today. I don't know if he looked as good as we've seen him. He was effective enough, obviously. The stuff's just good enough that when he's doesn't look at his best, he's not one of those guys that always has to be on. So good outing from him. Glad he was able to hold it to 1 run and really just keep the Pirates in front here.
Yeah, I mean, just kind of like briefly looking at his numbers here, threw a ton of sliders today. He generated 5 swings and misses on the slider. Those were his only whiffs of the outing. But the fastball, it wasn't necessarily getting him out, but no one put his fastball in play really the whole game. He threw 16 of them. It generated 8 swings, and only 1 ball was put in play against his 4-seam fastball today. So whatever it was, I mean, it was. They were just fouling it off essentially. So those are strikes. That's what those are. But I thought he looked pretty good. And like I said, he was able to get through 2 2/3. And then this is where the interesting thing came in. He got into a little bit of trouble in the 5th inning. So in the top of the 5th with a 3-1 lead, he gets Soto for out 1, but then Pete Alonso doubles, Brandon Nimmo singles in Alonso. So now it's a 1-run ball game. It's 3-2. And this is I think, like, let's talk about this, because in the 5th inning, Don Kelly goes to Dennis Santana with a runner on first in a 1-run game in the 5th. And he strikes out Starling Marte, strikes out Tyrone Taylor to get out of it and preserve that lead. So what do you think? Dennis Santana, 5th inning.
That's Donnie Ball, man.
Donnie Ball.
That's Donnie Ball all day. Don Kelly is not afraid to do things out of the box to win a baseball game. And what I appreciate about him is that whenever a game is winnable, it seems like he's going after that win. He doesn't kick the can down the road to try to save guys so that we can win tomorrow. If a game's winnable, he's trying to win it today. Maybe that's part being an interim manager almost and trying to win as many as you can right now while you're here. But the way he's managing is very, very aggressive. He's trying to win whenever that thing's in front of him. And in this situation, he tried to win the game right there. Momentum's a thing in baseball. If the Mets are able to scrap together, tie the game up there, maybe take a 4-3 lead, it could get ugly really quick. The way this offense has performed, like you can't count on them to come out with a 9-run performance on 12 singles on 11 singles. And
no, they had the infield in with 1 out in the first inning.
Exactly.
That's like they didn't think they were scoring 9 runs either.
Right. Exactly. My point exactly. In the first inning, the infield is in. It's the first freaking inning. You have no faith that you can score a run. So I love going with Santana there. It's like the extreme version of bringing in the closer in the 7th inning that we've talked about doing before. It's a very extreme version. It worked. And it helped that everybody came through and did their jobs as well.
Yeah, like I said, just from that point forward, Santana, Ferguson, and then by the time the ball got to Bednar, this game was over. It was 9-2 once the 9th inning came around. But yeah, Santana gets those 2 big outs in the 5th. Then he gets a scoreless 6th inning as well. So bridging that gap, shortening that game, and giving the ball to Ferguson. And I want to make sure, because I think this is a guy who, like, I think we all appreciate him, but we don't really talk about it as much as we should. We don't talk about Caleb Ferguson enough about like how good he's been this year. 2 scoreless today, just, no hits, walks 1, strikes out 2. But Tyler, Caleb Ferguson's given up 1 run now, 1 run since May 12th. His ERA is down to 2.83. You look at his StatCast page, and this guy, it's as red as you'll see a reliever StatCast page. They love his fastball. They love his breaking balls. His expected ERA is great. Average exit velocity is in the 100th percentile, which means he is giving up just the weakest contact imaginable in all of baseball. He's avoiding barrels. He's not really getting the swing and misses, but like when people put the ball in play off Caleb Ferguson, it's weak contact. And when you're consistently giving up weak contact on the ground, like he has been, like you're just going to limit damage. And I said that ERA now down to a pretty minuscule 2.75 in 2 huge innings today. Like I said, because at that point, this game turned into a laugher. But when Ferguson came into the game, it was not that. Like this was a close game, really, until the bottom of the 8th inning. But Ferguson kept that game at 3-2 in the 7th and the 8th. And I just feel like we don't give him enough credit. Like he's been outstanding.
We don't give him enough credit. And honestly, like even today, he comes into the game and he's got Juan Soto, Pete Alonso. Strikes them both out. That's just laying it on the table right there.
That's impressive. Yeah.
Yeah. So, I mean, he's facing the meat of the order there, and we've seen him do it really over the last couple months. He's had to come in some higher leverage situations. Yeah, he's been awesome.
I mean, when we signed Caleb Ferguson, I think we were all on board with it. I think most of us even had him, like when we were talking about arms and like lefties available out there to sign this offseason, like we all mentioned Caleb Ferguson as someone who made sense. I didn't expect this type of output from Caleb Ferguson, because this is as good as he's ever been, like throughout his career. Like he had a really good year, I guess, in 2022. But like this is from a WAR standpoint, this is highest WAR season of his career. And you've got to imagine that, the Pirates being, what does it say on the ticker now? 34-50. Like there's going to be a lot of teams calling the Pirates saying, hey, we would like some lefty relief help. Yeah. What would it take to get Caleb Ferguson? He's turning himself into probably one of the more sought after guys on this roster coming this
Yeah, it
season.
kind of sucks that I want him back.
Yeah. Oh, he's been good.
Yeah, he'll be a enticing trade piece here coming up within a month.
Yeah. And like I said, Bednar then just back to his normal self, shuts the door there in the ninth. Like I said, at that point, the game was over. But let's kind of dive into the Pirates scored all their runs over 2 innings of this game. Like I said, that second inning where they just somehow strung together 5 straight singles, that got them a 2-1 lead after 5 hits. But then they were able to squeak across another run with an Adam Frazier sacrifice fly. Reynolds and Gonzales weren't able to extend that lead, which you were hoping to maybe get a little bit more out of that than 3 runs. But they get the 3 runs. That ends up holding. Really, that would have held it for the rest of the game. But the 8th inning, I want to talk about this because you still want insurance runs. Like, you don't really feel great with a 1-run lead. Your bullpen's been like just money all game long, and you're like, can we scratch across another run here? And they came through in the 8th off of the Mets bullpen. So Nick Gonzales single, Joey Bart walk, Horwitz walk, Hayes single, IKF RBI ground out, Kutch single. That Kutch single is really what sort of broke this game open. And then Brian Reynolds with a 2-run double to cap things off. But just the offense did a really good job of, when they did get hits, they lumped them all together. Like the other 6 innings, they didn't do anything. But those 2 innings, they did all their damage just then and there.
They didn't. I think it was a lot of singles, but I do think they hit the ball pretty hard again today. Not as hard as they did yesterday, but they lifted it when they had to. They went the other way. There was some pretty good situational hitting. You mentioned the Adam Frazier sacrifice fly. They did little things well today. We saw some stolen bags. That's where, when you don't have the power, when you're able to swipe bags like they did today, that comes into play. They did little things well. They scored 9 runs. I don't want to complain.
Yeah, sure. We've seen this team make plenty of mistakes, right? Like, you don't get to 34 and 50 without your fair share of mistakes. And they didn't really make any today. I guess you could say the one mistake that was made, like O'Neal Cruz took a weird route to a ball in left center field, but that was a double anyways, and it got past him. It went to the wall. He was able to get to it, and it was a double. Oh, yeah, I guess he was thrown out of second. I completely forgot about that.
Yeah.
Cruz was thrown out at second on a line drive to left. Yeah, that's true. I forgot about that one. So O'Neal Cruz.
That's okay. I guess they only stole 1 bag today. I felt like they stole more.
Yeah, but he got a hit. He got a walk. He was on base twice. He scored a run. He stole a base. Again, I'm not going to complain too much. It was a decent game. The out at second was,
it was as O'Neal.
2-2. Yep.
It was an O'Neal Cruz game. If you've ever seen an O'Neal Cruz game,
that was an O'Neal Cruz game. He impacted it in a positive way. He impacted it in a not so positive way.
Yeah.
But when you win 9-2, it's all good.
Yeah, it's fine.
Yeah. Joey Bart, I thought too, one of his better games recently, on base 3 times. He delivered the first RBI as well in the second. But yeah, he 2 for 3 with a walk. So that was good to see there. It was similar to yesterday, where like the bottom of the order really kind of carried this team going into that 8th inning when they put up all those runs. Like Frazier, Kutch, and Reynolds had only combined for 1 hit, but it was Gonzales, it was Cruz, it was Bart, it was Horwitz, it was Hayes, it was IKF. Those were the guys getting on base, scoring runs, and driving runs in. So that's at least refreshing to see. I mean, some of these guys have been bad, really, really bad this year. So it's nice to finally see some of those guys do something.
Yeah, Bart had a good day. And I still don't love him behind the plate all the time, but today I thought he did a good job, especially with having as many innings being eaten by the bullpen. I thought he did a good job of handling that. Good day at the plate for him. Brian Hayes, man, he's extended this to a 7-game hitting streak.
It's a quiet 7-game streak.
Very quiet. 2 more hits today. He is hitting the ball hard. He's back to going the other way, but now it's in the air a little bit more right now. it just seems like he's in a good place at this moment.
Yeah, I mean, 7-game hitting streak. His batting average has risen 11 points, and his slugging has gone up 12 points.
Yeah.
It's 13 points. So it's like, I mean, he's sure.
And most of that's probably in the last 2 days.
And I'll say this, I tweeted it out today too, but there was a report today that there's some teams who are interested and they're quote unquote circling the wagons for Brian Hayes, and there could be a bidding war, quote unquote bidding war. And it's like, I don't know. I'll believe that when I see it. I can't imagine Brian Hayes has too much value at this point. But if there's one way to raise your value, go on a month-long tear before the All-Star break. Hey, like Brian Hayes, if you want out of Pittsburgh, if your brother wants you out of Pittsburgh, go on a month-long tear so that teams might actually want you.
Same with Tommy Pham. Do what Tommy Pham's going to do here.
All of these guys, if you want out, here's your chance. Like these next 30 days, play your ass off, and somebody's going to want you. And guess what? We'll be more than happy to let you go play baseball somewhere else.
Gladly. But I mean, like, what wagons are we circling for Brian Hayes? Are they like little Tice wagons? We're all just pulling them along.
It's they're like Lincoln logs, yeah, like whatever the yeah. I don't know, man. Like,
there's nothing large being circled.
When I saw that, I was just like, okay, yeah, okay,
yeah.
Anywho, Brian Reynolds again, 2-run double. Post paternity leave. Brian Reynolds, he's back.
He is back. What's he up to now? 689 OPS. Only one hit today, but he squared it up again.
Yep.
I think 2 possibly over 100 miles an hour today. I looked earlier. I didn't really pay as much attention.
Yeah, he hit the ball hard a couple times today. Yeah, there was a line out he had to left field that was hit like 102 miles an hour. So yeah, absolutely.
Okay. Yeah,
he
today.
Was hitting the ball hard.
102 and 95, but contact's there. Feel good about where he's at right now, but you just want to see it continue throughout the rest of the year.
Another guy who's kind of quietly creeping back up there too is Spencer Horwitz. Mm-hmm. Someone who going into the season, you needed a lot out of him. Missed the first 2 months. Today he had a hit and a walk, so got on base twice, scored 2 runs. But I mean, I feel like a week or two ago he was, sitting somewhere around like a 600 OPS. That's now up to close to 700. Weighted runs created plus up to 92 now. So it's just nice to see these guys who, again, like the season's over, right? Like we're not playing for wins in we're not playing for 2025 anymore. But what we're playing for is like, hey, is Spencer Horwitz our first baseman of the future? Right. Or do we need to go and look for a different first baseman next year? So that's one of the important things that we want to find out. Is Nick Gonzales going to take that next step and be like that everyday second baseman that you want him to turn into? We talked about Brian Reynolds. Like, is Brian Reynolds going to be the guy who you can rely on next year if he's not being traded? Which I don't think he is. But like I said, there's still a lot of things for these guys to play for and a lot of answers. There's a lot of questions that we need answered these next 3 months. So again, it's not like these games are pointless. They're pointless for 2025. Like, season's done. But you hope that some of these guys who you wished were doing something the beginning of the year can eventually come around, because who knows? I mean, maybe this team looks a lot different with Nick Gonzales and Spencer Horwitz, because we saw 2 months without them and they were terrible, right? And now that they're back, I mean, I'm not saying they're like winning a lot, but they're winning more than they were before without those 2 guys.
For sure. Nick Gonzales is the big one for me right now. He is swinging the bat basically where you dreamed of when you drafted him in the first round. This is the guy that you thought you drafted. We're seeing the contact. We're seeing the guy that we thought would compete for batting titles right now. I know it's a very, very small sample size, but the strikeout rate's down. Quality of contact looks really good. He's playing a good second base. I feel really good about Nick Gonzales. Want to see it play out the rest of the year, but he's definitely, I think, one of the bigger pieces in why they're playing better baseball. The second base was awful. Horwitz, it is starting to come around a little bit, but it's been a quiet kind of trend upwards. I think the big thing you want to see out of him is you got to see more pop. Like I want to see, I know he's not going to hit the ball over the wall, but you need to play gap to gap a little bit more.
Some extra
You
base
need some
hits, yeah.
doubles. He can't be a singles hitter. Can't be a 700 OPS guy. You want to see more pop out of him, but it is nice to see him trending upwards.
Yeah. Yeah, like I said, everyone seems to be trending upwards except for O'Neal Cruz.
Yeah.
Imagine if O'Neal Cruz was going. Like,
we might be talking playoffs.
Playoffs. You know what else was fun about this game? I feel like, and it happens like once a year, the Mets bring down this like horde of fans. They take over like sections of PNC Park, which first off, Bob Nutting needs to be embarrassed that there's just sections of available seats for a Saturday game on June 28th that away fans can just scoop up and buy thousands and thousands and thousands of them. But it's always fun to send the Mets fans home sad and, losers.
Yeah, and it's really great after they had to sit through an hour and a half rain delay.
Yeah.
Just watch their team get their teeth pounded in the 8th inning.
Yeah, I love it. Anytime you can send home away fans as losers, it's good stuff.
Yeah, when you can sit there and point and laugh as they're leaving early, that feels good. Loser. You're all a bunch of losers.
There you go. Love it. I love it.
There we go.
All right, everybody. Put your hashtag raise it in the comments. We've got 91 entries. Couple things, just some housekeeping things. Since Bailey Falter only went an inning and 2/3, the official win stat was just by official scorers discretion. He gave it to they gave it to Braxton Ashcraft, so he now is 2-0 on the season, his second career win.
Matches the amount of Mitch Keller.
Yeah, I thought he looked good, deserves the win there. I thought Santana maybe deserved the win too, but I think you could have given it to either of those guys. But no, Ashcraft gets the win. He's now 2-0. Santana's ERA is now down to 1.50 on the year. Just absolutely incredible season he's having. Just it's insane just how good he's been since he was a waiver wire pickup.
Yeah, he's been awesome, man. He got to chirp the Mets dugout on his way out. So
he did. That was cool.
Yeah,
that was cool.
It's nice seeing our guys get to chirp the other team.
Yeah, it's like, again, it's nice when you're winning, you can have more fun. It's more fun when you're winning.
So much more fun.
All right, let's give away some sandwiches.
Yeah, let's do it.
Everybody, hashtag raise it. Also, like the video, subscribe to the page if you haven't already. We got 93 entries. We're going to pick 2 winners. Each of you are going to win 2 Primanti Brothers sandwiches. Winner number 1 is Philip Hall. Congratulations, Philip. You're our first winner. You'll have to make sure you have the Primanti's app downloaded and just shoot us over either a DM on your preferred social media platform to North Shore 9 or email us at northshore9@gmail.com. Email us just get us your email address and we'll be able to get those sandwiches out for you. So yeah, congrats, Philip, winner number 1. Now for winner number 2. Tyler, another Tyler.
Tyler.
Everything's coming up Tyler today.
Everything.
Congrats, Tyler. Same deal. DM us, email us. Congrats on your 2 free Primanti Brothers sandwiches. All right. Well, the Pirates are now up on the Mets for the season series, 3-2. They look to sweep the Mets tomorrow. Mike Burrows versus Frankie Montas. Montas, this is only, I want to say it's the second game back off the IL. He's been hurt most of the year. Burrows came in to pitch some relief a few days ago. But yeah, Burrows, Montas tomorrow, 1:35. I think it's Ryan and Doug on the post game.
Yeah, so sorry guys, you can't expect this again. We tried. We gave you 2 days.
Maybe we just do an audible and we run this back, you and me again, and we sweep the Mets.
Nah, I'm good.
Yeah, pass.
I'm already on 3 days in a row. I'll take my Sunday off.
Yep. All right, guys. If you haven't already, just a quick plug. Watch the draft preview episode we had with Jim Callis on Thursday. That was very informative. If you're looking forward to who the Pirates are going to be drafting 2 weeks and 1 day from today, and again, like the video, subscribe, and we'll be back tomorrow, right around 4:30 or so with another post game show. Hopefully, celebrating another win.
Let's hope so.
All right, guys. Catch y'all later.
Peace out, Girl Scouts.
All right, that wraps up this episode of North Shore 9. Thanks so much for tuning in. Whether you're listening on the podcast or catching us on YouTube, if you enjoyed the show, please give this video a thumbs up and don't forget to hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. It really helps us grow. And if you're listening on the podcast, a quick review goes a long way in helping others find the show. Plus, be sure to tell a friend about us. There's always room for more here in the NS9 community. And for those looking to support us a little more, consider joining our Patreon, become an MVP member, and get exclusive perks while helping us continue to bring you more of the Pirates content you love. Thanks again for all your support, and let's go Bucks.